Hello, my name is Amalia Azis, and today I would like to let you know about the rhyme, matter, and the meaning of the love's philosophy poem. So, for rhyme, love's philosophy has a set rhyme scheme A-B, C-D, C-D, and all are full end rhymes except for lines 1 and 3 and 9 and 11, which are slant rhymes. This formal rhyming pattern reflects the simplicity of the message and the ideal union of the speaker and his lover. Matter. The dominant foot in this poem is the torchi, where the first syllable is stressed and the second non-stressed, producing a falling rhythm which is the opposite of the iambic, as there are 4 feet per line, except in lines 4, 8, and 16. The meter is trochaic tetrameter. Love's philosophy poem is a romantic lover's playful argument, putting forward his case for the union of love. Natural imagery and strong rhyme appeal to the reader's senses, presenting this relationship as something innocent, simple, and inevitable. Philosophy here means an argument or a way of thinking. Love's philosophy as a representative of love. This poem presents his tender feelings about love. He speaks about his utmost desire to stay with his beloved. He longs for his love and feels frustrated that his love is not by his side when he sees beautiful things around him in pairs. He says that intimacy is the law of nature and supports this argument by describing various parts of nature. He further implies that people are meant to mingle with one another. His description of the physical interaction of natural objects foreshadows his belief that physical attraction between human beings is natural. By addressing his beloved, he says that there is no reason for them to stay separated. In the first lines of this poem, the speaker describes the movement of water from fountains into rivers, and then the rivers into ocean. He also speaks about the winds in heaven and how they move and mix like the water, but with even more beautiful emotional poignancy. Shelley emphasized the importance of understanding interconnectivity and the fact that the word is connected bit by bit through spirit. He uses this as an argument to address you, the person he loves. He believes that since they are already connected, that they should come together as lovers. The poem concludes with the speaker describing the mountains, heaven, and the embrace of the waves. He thinks it would be a shame if she did not accept his physical love. Without her, all the beautiful connection in the world seem worthless. Then, for further explanation about the lexical of this poem, in the first stanza, the speaker begins his explanation of the philosophy of love by describing different parts of nature. He talks about the fountains and the way they mingle with the river. He then mentions the rivers and how they meet with the ocean. These all symbolize people and imply that people are meant to mingle with one another. The speaker then says that the winds of heaven mix forever with the sweet emotion. With this description, the speaker suggests that the physical and the emotional are connected in some way. He calls it a divine law, that all things would be in one spirit, eventually would meet and mingle. This symbolizes humanity and the speaker's belief that human beings were meant to mingle with one another, both physically and emotionally. The use of the phrase "in one spirit" implies the idea that human beings are meant to connect with one another spiritually as well. With the last line of this stanza of love's philosophy, the speaker asks his hearer, "Why not I with thine?" This question reveals that the speaker's desire for love is not yet satisfied. The question implies his belief that it would only be natural for he and his lover to unite body, soul, and mind. He believes that it would be every bit as natural as the river mingling with the sea, for he and the one he loves to be one. The tone of the question, however, implies that this love is either unrequited or he is far away from the one he loves, or he is posing the question to his would-be lover for the very first time. Next, in the second stanza, the speaker begins again to describe the ways in which different parts of nature interact and depend upon one another. He says that the mountains kiss high heaven and that the waves clasp one another. It is clear that he longs to have a physical relationship with the person he loves. His descriptions between two people is natural. He communicates to his lover that it feels unnatural to be kept away from her. The speaker then uses flowers to further describe his feelings about his unsatisfied feelings. He describes a sister flower and claims that it would not be forgiven if it were to deny its brother. This description causes the readers to lean toward the idea of this poem is about unrequited love. The word disdain seems to imply that the one to whom he speaks remains separate from him by her own choice. To the speaker, this seems unnatural because he longs for her love so strongly. He continues to describe the physical relationships between parts of nature when he claims that the sunlight clasps the earth. This imagery allows the reader to understand the depth of the speaker's feelings. He feels as though to clasp the one he loves in his arms would be as natural as it is for the rays of the sun to grasp the earth. He describes the way the moonbeams kiss the sea, further expressing his physical desire for the one to whom he speaks. The continuous personification of nature and the words used to describe the relationships therein give insight into the intensity of the speaker's feelings. Words such as mingle, clasp, and kiss all refer the physical nature of the speaker's desire. However, phrases such as sweet emotion and inward spirit imply that his desires are deeper than the physical. He longs to be united with the one he loves spiritually and emotionally as well as physically. The speaker ends love's philosophy with a question similar to the one he asked at the end of the first stanza. He asks, "What is all this sweet work worth if thou kiss not me?" This is a heavy question. He reveals his feelings that nothing he has observed in life or nature holds any value to him if he is not to be united with the person he loves. This final line intensifies the tone of the rest of the poem because it implies not only the speaker's intense desire for the one he loves, but also his lack of interest in living life apart from her. This allows the reader to understand the depths of his love. Okay, I think that's all from me. And I would like to say thank you and apologize for the mistakes that I made.